Hello, welcome to today's episode of Sexpertease. I'm your favorite host and sexpert, the Erica Rivera, and tonight we're diving into the exciting world of seduction, desire, and communication. This episode is all about how to confidently and respectfully approach seduction in various relationship settings, whether you're single or dating or in a long-term relationship. As we explore these topics, we're going to dive into the psychology behind attraction, flirtation techniques, and the essential role of body language. We'll also address one of the most crucial aspects of any intimate interaction, and that, of course, is communication. So in tonight's episode, we're going to unpack the psychology of attraction, which isn't just about obvious physical traits, but a blend of chemistry and emotional connection, as well as mental capability or compatibility. I'm sorry, compatibility. Mental capability. Okay. Desire plays a powerful role in how we connect with others, and we'll explore how to use that desire to your advantage, whether you're trying to spark something new or keep the flame burning in a long-term relationship. We're also going to touch on how to create the right atmosphere to build attraction and the importance of setting boundaries while being open to communication. Now, as we approach topics like flirtation, body language, and creating a seductive atmosphere, it's important to always keep the principles of respect and mutual consent in mind. This episode isn't about manipulation or games, so make sure to understand that. It's about building authentic and healthy connections that allow both partners to feel confident, heard, and respected. With Valentine's Day just behind us, this episode is still a timely guide to help you feel empowered in the realm of attraction and desire all year round. Attraction is far more complex than just physical appearance. It's a combination of chemistry and personality and even environmental factors. Our brains are wired to respond to certain stimuli, such as pheromones and body language and the sound of someone's voice. It's fascinating to think that what draws us to someone might not even be something we're consciously aware of. This science behind attraction helps explain why we're often drawn to certain people based on these subtle cues, even if we can't always pinpoint exactly why. Physical appearance certainly plays a role in attraction, but it's only a piece of the puzzle. Emotional and intellectual connection can often be far more important in the long run. That's why two people who seem to be very different on the surface can often feel so connected. It's about how you make each other feel and how you engage emotionally and how well your personalities complement each other. It's not just about looks, it's about the energy and vibe that you create when you're together. Attraction also evolves over time. Initially, physical cues might be the first thing that you notice about someone, but as the relationship deepens, it's often the emotional and intellectual connection that keeps the attraction alive. Understanding this psychology allows us to approach attraction a little bit more holistically, making sure that we're not only focusing on the surface level, but building a genuine connection that will last. Now, let's talk about flirting. I get this question all the time about how to flirt. What should I say? What should I do? I don't have any riz. Like, okay. So flirting is a key element of seduction, and it's often more effective than we realize. The goal of flirting is not to overwhelm the other person, but to create an atmosphere of playful interest and mutual attraction. Body language plays a huge role here. Things like prolonged eye contact, a slight smile, and leaning in during a conversation all send the signal that you're interested without having to say a word. Subtle is key. Being subtle is definitely key in flirting. You want the other person to feel intrigued, not overwhelmed. Verbal flirting is just as important. Light teasing, compliments, and clever banter can keep the interaction exciting and build a sense of connection. But it's crucial to remember that flirting should always be reciprocal. I paused because some people don't understand that part. Flirting should always be reciprocal. If the other person is not engaging, then it's time to step back. Understanding the balance between giving and receiving flirtation is essential to keeping the interaction respectful and enjoyable. One of the most important aspects of flirting is knowing and respecting boundaries. Pay close attention to how the other person responds. Are they smiling and leaning in as well, or do they seem uncomfortable and distant? Flirting should feel fun and exciting, but it should never cross into uncomfortable territory. Always be mindful of the signals the other person is sending and be ready to pull back if they seem uninterested or uneasy. Body language is a silent yet powerful form of communication that plays a significant role in seduction. You might not even realize it, but your body speaks volumes about your level of interest and attraction. Simple actions such as mirroring someone's movements or maintaining steady eye contact can signal your openness to connection. These cues are often instinctual, but they are also clear signal to others that you're engaged and present in the moment. The key to understanding body language is to pay attention to both your own and the other person's gestures. For example, if someone maintains eye contact, I just noticed my slideshow is not in the right place. Okay, that's fine. I'm like sitting here just chatting away about body language and did not notice if my slideshow matched or not. It's fine. So, anyways, where was I? If someone is maintaining eye contact, so we're talking about body language. If they lean in, if they touch their lips or their neck, these can all be signs of interest. On the other hand, crossed arms, avoiding eye contact, or stepping back can indicate discomfort or disinterest. Being able to read these signals will help you gauge the other person's feelings and adjust your approach accordingly. Personal space is another important consideration. While some people enjoy close physical proximity, others may feel uncomfortable if you stand too close or invade their personal space. Always be aware of their physical cues and adjust accordingly. Respecting personal space fosters a sense of safety and trust, which is crucial when you're trying to navigate any form of seduction. Now, let's get to creating a seductive atmosphere. Creating the right atmosphere for seduction involves more than just turning down the lights and lighting candles, though those things do help. The key is to engage the senses and create a space where both of you feel relaxed and comfortable and open to connection. One of the most effective ways to create this atmosphere is through lighting. Soft, ambient lighting can help set the mood without feeling overwhelming or too harsh. Think warm tones and dim lighting that promote a sense of intimacy. Scent is another powerful tool in creating a seductive atmosphere. Our sense of smell is strongly linked to emotions and memories. So the right fragrance can trigger feelings of relaxation or arousal, whether it's a favorite perfume, a scent from a candle, or even essential oils. Introducing a pleasant aroma can enhance the mood and make the space feel inviting. However, make sure the scent isn't too overpowering. Being subtle is key here. This is important for anyone who's trying to seduce me, as I have terrible allergies. Finally, sound can be just as important. The right music can help create an intimate and calming environment. Choose melodies that aren't too fast paced or too distracting, but are instead soothing and gentle. Music can serve as the backdrop for your interaction, helping to deepen the connection and create a sense of intimacy that feels natural and easy. Now, the importance of communication. Are you guys used to this yet? One of the most essential elements in any interaction, especially when it comes to seduction, is communication. Open and honest communication fosters trust, respect, and a deeper emotional connection as well. In any intimate situation, it's important to express your desires and preferences, but equally important is listening to the other person's needs. When both partners communicate openly, it sets the stage for a more fulfilling and enjoyable experience. Now, communication isn't just about speaking. It is about active listening and listening attentively to what the other person says, paying attention to their body language, and responding with care shows them that you value their feelings. This creates a safe space where both partners can express themselves freely and honestly. Remember, consent is also a form of communication. It's not just about saying yes or no, but about checking in regularly and ensuring that both parties are comfortable and engaged. In addition, creating an environment where vulnerability is accepted is also key to good communication. When people feel emotionally safe, they are more likely to open up about their desires, their boundaries, and their preferences. The worst is, having a partner that isn't comfortable expressing those things to you. So, if you're having that type of open communication, this encourages deeper emotional intimacy, which will naturally enhance the physical connection. Whether you're in a new relationship or a long-term one, fostering this kind of communication makes the process of seduction more respectful and powerful. Consent is the foundation of any intimate interaction, and it is just as important in the art of seduction. Without consent, any attempt at seduction loses its meaning and can even become coercion. Keep that in mind. Enthusiastic consent is about ensuring that both people are fully on board and excited about the direction things are heading. It's not just about avoiding the word no. It's about actively making sure the other person feels comfortable and engaged. Asking for consent is not only respectful, but it empowers both parties to communicate their desires. This could mean checking in with a simple question like, is this okay? Or simply observing how the other person is responding. It's crucial that consent is ongoing throughout an intimate interaction. Just because someone agreed to something once doesn't mean they're automatically comfortable with it the entire time. Being mindful of this creates a dynamic of trust and mutual respect that enhances attraction. Consent is especially important when navigating the power dynamics that can arise during seduction. Whether in BDSM context or a more traditional relationship, respecting each other's boundaries is key. Powerful power imbalances can sometimes complicate consent. Okay, so clear communication and a shared understanding of boundaries can help ensure that everyone feels safe and respected in that situation. And I think it was important to note that because I know I've been talking a bit more about couples that maybe are vanilla, but in the BDSM context, this is especially important. This type of setting of boundaries and communication. Now, confidence also plays a huge role in attraction. It's not just about looking good or appearing perfect. True confidence comes from within. I know that sounds cliche, but it's so true. It's so true. When you're confident, you're going to be more comfortable in your own skin, and that energy is incredibly attractive to others. It's important to note that confidence isn't about arrogance. It's not arrogance. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all. This authenticity allows people to feel drawn to you in a genuine, non pressured way. In intimate settings, confidence can also translate into a willingness to express your desires openly. If you're unsure of yourself, it can be difficult to communicate your needs and your wants. And when you're secure in your identity, though, you're able to approach seduction with ease. This can make the experience more relaxed and enjoyable for both you and your partner. Confidence can also enhance the emotional connection that builds desire. So, when both partners feel secure in who they are and what they want, it creates a safe space where both people can explore attraction without fear of judgment. And this trust and comfort ultimately leads to a deeper and more passionate connection. Speaking of allergies earlier, now I feel like my nose is runny. Don't look. The weather in Florida is something else right now. It's now very warm. And I know a few episodes ago I had mentioned how it was cold. And so these changes, anyway, back to emotional connections. Someone out there is going to find it attractive that I spoke about my allergies. So it's fine. I am confident and just secure in myself, flaws and all. Attraction isn't just about the physical, it's about the emotional and the intellectual connections that you build with someone. When you connect emotionally, you create a bond that can be more meaningful and lasting than any physical interaction. This connection can develop through shared experiences, deep conversations, and a mutual understanding of each other's desires and needs. The more that you emotionally connect, the more you can appreciate each other's quirks and differences. I made my point. Being emotionally vulnerable is an essential part of building this connection. Vulnerability may seem intimidating, especially at first, but it's the key to creating intimacy. When you open up about your thoughts and your feelings and your experiences, it invites the other person to do the same. This mutual vulnerability creates a foundation of trust, making both partners feel seen and understood. The deeper the emotional bond, the more natural the physical attraction becomes. Over time, an emotional connection can deepen desire. The more you know and understand someone, the more you appreciate them. This connection is the foundation that allows the attraction to evolve and grow, creating a sense of security and belonging between you and your partner. When both partners feel emotionally close, desire becomes a natural extension of that bond. Respecting boundaries is crucial. for any healthy relationship, especially when it comes to seduction and desire. Everyone has different comfort levels when it comes to intimacy, and it's important to recognize and honor these boundaries. In fact, knowing and respecting your partner's limits can make seduction even more enticing because it shows that you value them as individuals. There's nothing more attractive than someone who takes the time to understand and respect your boundaries. It's also vital to communicate your own boundaries clearly and without hesitation. Without hesitation. Be honest about what you're comfortable with and be prepared to adjust if something doesn't feel right. Setting boundaries isn't about building walls between you and your partner. It's about creating a safe space where both of you feel secure enough to explore intimacy. When both partners feel comfortable expressing their boundaries, the relationship becomes one of mutual respect and trust. Sometimes boundaries can shift over time, similar to when we talked about consent and how it's not it saying yes once doesn't mean it's ongoing, right? So with boundaries, similarly, it can shift over time. It can change. So what felt comfortable at the start of a relationship may change as you get to know each other better. Being flexible and willing to revisit boundaries is important as it helps the relationship evolve. When boundaries are respected and clearly communicated, seduction becomes more of a shared journey rather than a one-sided experience. In long-term relationships, it's easy for the initial spark to fade. That's probably the most common complaint that I get when I get clients who come into my office. Typically, it's because the initial spark has faded. And so they come in thinking, what did we do wrong? Like, why has it faded? So I'm going to tell you how to maintain that sense of seduction. It doesn't have to be difficult. You can maintain a sense of seduction and desire, but it's all about putting in the effort to keep things fresh and exciting. And that is typically what's missing when someone comes in with this particular issue. Small acts of affection, spontaneous gestures, and regular expressions of love and attraction can help keep that flame alive. These things don't always have to be grand gestures often. The small, consistent efforts mean more than anything else. One way to maintain the seduction is to keep exploring each other's desires, even in a long-term relationship. People grow and change over time, and so do their desires. Keeping the lines of communication open allows both partners to keep discovering new things about each other, which can rekindle the excitement and the passion. Whether it's trying new experiences together or having deep, meaningful conversations, staying curious about each other's evolving desires can help maintain the spark. Staying curious, that's typically how I end most of my shows, right? There's a reason for that. Finally, playfulness and humor are great ways to maintain the seductive energy as well. Laughter and fun can deepen intimacy and prevent the relationship from becoming too serious or routine. Injecting humor into your interactions can lighten the mood and keep things exciting, reminding you both that desire can still be playful and spontaneous no matter how long you've been together. Many people struggle with insecurities that can hinder attraction, whether it's about their physical appearance, their abilities, or their worthiness of love and desire. These insecurities are often rooted in past experiences. So it could be rooted in past experiences, but it could also be rooted in societal pressures or negative self-talk. Overcoming these feelings is not an overnight process, but it's essential for cultivating a healthy sense of self and, by extension, creating stronger connections with others. Building self-acceptance is key to overcome insecurities. Start by acknowledging the things you love about yourself, whether it's your talents, your personality, your appearance, or anything that makes you unique. By focusing on your strengths, you can shift your mindset from one of self-doubt to one of self-love. Remember, this plays into confidence, and confidence is attractive. This process not only benefits you personally, but it enhances your relationships by making you more confident and secure in who you are. It's also important to remember that everyone has insecurities. Even the most confident people have insecurities. Acknowledging these vulnerabilities makes us more relatable and approachable, allowing others to see us as real, imperfect people. When you embrace your insecurities, you can shift your focus from worrying about them to simply being present and confident in your own skin. And this authenticity is what I spoke about earlier that creates that deeper sense of connection and fosters a greater sense of desire. So let's talk about seduction beyond the physical. Seduction isn't just about physical touch or physical attraction. It's also about intellectual and emotional connections. In fact, many people find that the most seductive traits are often the ones you cannot see. Emotional intelligence, humor, kindness, and shared values can create a powerful attraction that transcends the physical. When you're emotionally and intellectually engaged with someone, the physical connection feels more meaningful and natural. Connecting on a deeper level also makes seduction more respectful and enjoyable for both people. It's about understanding each other's perspectives, each other's desires, each other's values, and weaving those things into your interactions. Conversations about your interests, your passions, and your goals in life can create a sense of intimacy and connection that is far more lasting than physical attraction alone. Moreover, intellectual and emotional attraction can continue to grow even when the physical aspect of the relationship may change. As you continue to get to know each other on a deeper level, the connection becomes more meaningful and the attraction remains strong. This kind of lasting desire is built on a solid foundation of emotional and intellectual compatibility. Okay, so as we wrap up today's episode on the art of seduction, I want to leave you with a few key takeaways. First, remember that seduction is not just about physical attraction. It's about communication, respect, and creating a deep emotional connection. Whether you're exploring attraction in a new relationship or nurturing a long-term one, mutual understanding and open communication are crucial to maintaining that desire and intimacy. Second, seduction thrives on respect. From understanding boundaries to seeking consent, always prioritize mutual comfort and understanding. This ensures that both of you and your partner feel seen and heard and respected, which in turn creates a more genuine and enjoyable experience for the both of you. Finally, seduction is an ongoing journey. The art of attraction is ever evolving, and with open communication, emotional connection, and a commitment to respect, you can navigate it in a way that is healthy, fulfilling, and empowering. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of desire, and I hope this episode gives you the tools and insights to confidently and respectfully approach seduction, whether you're in a long-term relationship or just starting to explore. On this side, I have my contact information. Please, I would love to hear from you. My email is listed. Our nonprofit is also listed. I am the Erica Rivera on all platforms, and I would absolutely appreciate it if you followed me on all platforms and subscribed to my YouTube channel, and please subscribe to Patreon. So on Patreon, we dive a little bit deeper into each episode and we dive deeper into the conversation. We have a Discord community for fans of the show. We also have a monthly newsletter. We have all kinds of fun things. So make sure to subscribe for as little as $5 a month. Everything goes right back to the show. All right. So continue to stay curious, stay safe. And we'll see you next week with an episode where I got to interview someone and we get to hear a little bit about their journey. I'll just leave it at that. We're going to interview someone. It's a very interesting story. It's one that is pretty impactful. You won't want to miss it. Come back next week, same time.